Hey, everybody. I'm heading in a little bit early today because it was a super early day. This morning, one of my lenders and some of my teammates got me up super early and drugged me to Looney's there in Perry Hall, where 98 Rock was doing their show from the bar, and everybody was drinking and having breakfast and having a good time. And I'm just too old for that kind of stuff. I am whipped. But if you tune in at 10 o'clock, sorry, it's not going to be live at 10 o'clock, but it's live right here at 9 o'clock, and it'll be just as good at 10 o'clock when you see it. I've got a great show here for you today. What we're going to do is we're going to be talking about 5 ways in which you can make real money in real estate. Okay. So we're going to jump right into it. And I've got websites to share for you guys. Of course, I know you guys all know how to Google stuff, but I've got some websites to share with you guys as well. So I'm going to share my screen briefly for some of these things. But the thing I want to stress is that none of what I'm going to talk about tonight is going to qualify you to do any of these things. It's just an intro. So you can do a little bit more research and see which one of these things which avenue you'd like to go down. And then when you figure out which avenue you'd like to go down, you can either wait until we address that more fully in a future episode, or might I suggest even better, you just go ahead and book an appointment to come in, sit down, meet with us. It is a free appointment. It's free advice. We always give advice freely. You sit down with us and we can kind of go over your specific needs and tailor a program that's right for you and guide you through it so that you'll be successful with it as well. One of the things that our clients are super happy about is the way we come along beside them and ensure their success. When I'm helping you with your money, I treat your money like it's my money, and I, don't like to part with my money. So I like to make sure that it's well taken care of. All right, we're going to jump right in, and these are in no particular order, but they're probably, they're in no particular order. So the first one I'm going to share the screen with, and this is, let's jump into this window, real estate. Okay. Get this off the screen. There we go. Real estate investment trusts. And if you just type in real estate investment trusts and you type in Schwab, as in Charles Schwab, they've got a really good site here. They go into great detail about what is a real estate investment trust, what are some of the risks, and of course, how do I invest? You have the risk, real estate risk. But you have potential for higher yield. You have a little bit more accessibility, diversification, inflation hedging, geographic risk, occupancy. I mean, they could be empty. So there's always risks associated with everything. The nice thing about the real estate trust is it spreads it out over what they would consider to be healthy, forward-thinking stuff. But how long is that? How much control do you have over that? Keep in mind when you're investing with any of these companies, whether it be Charles Schwab or any of these companies, your really only choices are to invest in it or not invest in it. You don't get to control which way the investment's going. So you're definitely putting your trust in that firm to keep your money in a safe place. So that's number one. Is basically, if you want to invest your money in real estate, but you want to invest it like it's in the stock market, that's the way to go with that. The second one is flipping. And hopefully this is working right. I think it is. Woohoo. It's so much better when I do it inside and I got my mega monitor here. Second one is flipping. This is what I regularly engage in. I don't recommend it for everybody. It's not for the faint of heart, and it's not for someone to just go rushing into, but it can be very lucrative. And yes, it is one of my favorites. So this is definitely if you want it to be either your full-time work or a very important hobby, because you do need to pay attention to it. And if you're going to get into flipping, here's some tips for you. This is from fortunebuilders.com. Fortunebuilders.com. I guess you can see right there, fortunebuilders.com. It talks about what is house flipping, pros, cons. There's a lot of profit in it, potentially. And then there's a lot of money to be lost. It talks about the 70% rule in real estate, We don't really follow the 70% rule. If you come in and meet with me, I'll talk to you about the 50% rule. It's very easy. You want to buy the house for less than half of what you think you can sell it for. Very easy. Okay. And the uglier the house, probably the better. Talks about how to find houses to flipping house checklist. It's a really good little site. It's not really going to tell you how to do it, but it's going to kind of guide you through some of the mistakes that people might make and everything. If you're going to be flipping houses, you need to remember my three-legged stool metaphor. And that is, you need to have a good agent at the helm. I have lots of people that come to my classes and everything. And part of the reason I'm teaching this tonight is because I am teaching first thing tomorrow morning. And I've got to get a little bit of rest. I can feel my throat getting scratchy. Not a good thing when you're about to talk for 8 hours. Three-legged stool. You need a good real estate agent. You need somebody who knows what it is. You do not want to go become a real estate agent just to flip houses. You're better off getting an experienced real estate agent who can actually help navigate, and then you just focus on what you're doing. The second thing is a good contractor. And yes, we've got some, but we're not really in a position to share our contractors like full time. So you need to develop your own team. Okay. Maybe you have a GC, a general contractor, who will oversee everything for you. Maybe you GC your own thing because you have some experience in the field and you can coordinate the different trades to come in. Whichever way you go, make sure you have some dependable people. And the third thing is, I like to say, you need an inexhaustible supply of money. Now, that doesn't mean unlimited money, but it means your money is not going to run out for the project or projects that you were on. I go in a house almost every day. I'd say at least every other day. I'm in a house where somebody started flipping it and they got halfway and they must have ran out of money. I can't, for the love of God, imagine why they would have abandoned this house otherwise. So you do not want to run out of money. So again, when you meet with me, I can walk you through that. We only take on a limited amount of people who are looking to flip houses because it is a very task intensive thing, and we form a partnership with them and come along beside you to make sure that we're ensuring your success. Next is buy and hold, and this is probably everybody's favorite. This is landlording 101. This is, you buy a house, you make sure it's in good shape, you do the proper certifications with the state. If it was built before 1978, you get it lead-based paint tested to see if is it lead free, is it lead safe, what is the condition of it, and you make sure that it's a good house, and then you put it on the market, get a tenant in there, a good tenant. And the definition of good tenant is someone who pays and pays on time and doesn't tear your house apart. And then get ready for some steady, return on capital. You'll be making a couple $100 a month, and your house will be increasing in value by at least that much. So it's a great way to get rich slow. Okay. And if you have enough of these, eventually they can be your income. So lots of people that have an income of this. Plus, there are some tremendous tax advantages to these, which you're definitely going to need to talk to your CPA about. And again, I have recommendations for all of these, but you're going to have to meet with me and talk with me about that because I like to, keep the good ones to myself. Just kidding. I'll share my CPA with you. Okay. Next is real estate investment groups. And we actually have one of these going ourselves. These are definitely more risky than real estate investment trusts, but they're local and they tend to have better returns. You might have a little bit more control over them, what's going on, but you're still going to be, quote unquote, a silent partner. So a real estate investment group is where you're investing as a group in different projects. And because your money is spread out over several local projects, there's less risk than if you were just doing the work yourself. Now, since you're not doing the work yourself, you're going to get more like bank returns rather than firsthand investment returns. And by bank returns, I mean, you're likely to get somewhere between 6 to 10%, depending upon what you're doing, as opposed to a flipping scenario where you might be making 2 to 3 times that. Okay. And then the last one, number 5 here, is your house. Yes, your house is a great investment. First and foremost, it's where you live. You want to pick a good house that makes you happy, makes you feel safe, your family is happy with, et cetera, et cetera. But it is also a great investment. It's going to appreciate in value, and you've got to live somewhere. So instead of paying rent, you can do that. And of course, we can guide you through that as well. So those are the five things. Oh, I did not click on these. Sorry about that. Guide to becoming a landlord. So Money Geek has a great site on this, guide to becoming a landlord for the first time. And you just want to make sure that you know everything specific to Maryland as well. And when you come to us, we will share that with you for sure. And then over here, last but not least, real estate investment groups. And this, I found a great article from The Motley Fool, which is just fool.com. So if you type in like The Motley Fool real estate investment group, you'll come to this article as well, and you can get to that. So again, the articles that we had were Charles Schwab, which is just schwab.com, investing in real estate investment trusts, or REITs. And then over here on fortunebuilders.com, we had Flipping Houses, a beginner's guide. This article was written by Fan Merrill, who advertises, you come to his things all the time, and I can give it to you for free. I'll tell you what he's telling you for free. Okay. And then Guide to Becoming Landlord for the First Time. This is from Money Geek. And then Fool.com for real estate investment groups. And then Buying Your Own House. You can find that just about anywhere. I would invite you to reach out to me. Feel free to call me, email me, whatever it is you need. My email address is randy@marylandhomes.pro. We will be happy to set up a time to sit down with you and come up with an investment strategy. Even if you're not ready today, it's okay to plan. We encourage it. So those are the 5 different ways. I hope that helped you some, and I hope that helps you get on the way. Have a great night.